Former President Donald Trump spent this weekend campaigning in Deep Blue, New Jersey, where he rallied voters in Wildwood.
No, we're going to win New Jersey. If Joe Biden wins this election, the middle class loses, and New Jersey loses.
For more on this, let's bring in our Olivia, Rinaldi, and Finn Gómez. Thank you so much for being here, guys. So let's talk about, Olivia, this idea. You were at this rally. We have the situation for a couple weeks now where Trump's in the courtroom, then he gets to campaign on the weekends. First, kind of take us in there, and what was it like, and what were voters telling you about the criminal trial? Have they even been watching it?
I mean, it's a typical Trump rally. It's very carnival-like atmosphere, but this time charged up to times 10. You're on a boardwalk in New Jersey, then we're on the beach afterwards. Everyone's in the sand. You know, there's hot dogs. There's planes flying overhead with banners. So just that typical, very energetic Trump rally, tens of thousands of people there. But I did speak with a lot of voters there about the criminal trial going on in New York and if they're paying any attention at all. And a lot of them aren't. They're saying it's a sham trial, repeating some of those company lines that Trump has been saying at his own rallies. But then I spoke with one voter and I asked her, you know, about the Stormy Daniels testimony. She followed it line by line. And take a listen here to what she had to tell me about that.
I don't believe that he did what he did, but I don't want to be naive either. I've been in the business for too long to be naive.
Let's hear it.
So not wanting to be naive, but still following along with the testimony. But even though she said it's possible that an interaction between Trump and Stormy Daniels happened, it's not going to change her vote. So even if it is breaking through to some of these voters, it's not impacting in the way that perhaps we thought it would before the trial.
Already kind of baked in. I mean, Finn, why is he campaigning in New Jersey, of all places? It's not like that is a state threatening to go red, right?
No, it's been very solidly blue, and we know that. I mean, and per like also Olivia's reporting, I think it shows that, you know, Trump is looking to expand. Like they feel that they can be competitive in different areas. The New Jersey does the neighboring. There's a neighboring battleground state next to New Jersey, and that is Pennsylvania,
right?
Of course, and I think that
Philadelphia voters.
And we did see some of the like in southern Pennsylvania, that then key battleground state. We did see some of that going over there to New Jersey, but also it just shows, like in speaking to people close to the Trump campaign, they feel that they can be competitive. They can expand the map, not just their 6 or 7 battleground states, but more. They can be more competitive in other areas, in other states.
I mean, what's so interesting to me this week is that we've seen kind of a parade of Republicans joining Trump by his side at the courtroom. And we always knew kind of the potential vice presidential audition, so to speak, would be a show. But having it at the courtroom is really interesting. I mean, we're going to see Vivek Ramaswamy there tomorrow. Olivia, I know you've been talking to the Trump campaign often about who they're kind of thinking about as VP. Any of these people that we've seen, are they on the list? Could we see potential contenders join him at the courtroom?
For sure, a few folks. I mean, we've been doing some reporting about who of the surrogates are up next. We know a few people will be in New York tomorrow for a fundraiser that Trump is holding in the evening. Vivek Ramaswamy, who maybe isn't at the top of the list, but still someone in consideration, definitely broke through with a lot of younger voters in this GOP primary. They're noticing that, and they know that. And so Ramaswamy, as you mentioned, he's going to be in court tomorrow. I also spoke with some voters at this rally. You know, there's only 63 days until the RNC convention.
Wow.
And we know from Trump campaign officials that have told Finn and I that we're likely to hear who Trump's vice presidential pick will be leading up to that within the couple of weeks. So time is shortening. So we really only have a little bit of time to ask these voters what they're thinking. And I asked a few of them, who would you like to see? I heard Ramaswamy's name a lot. I also heard Kristi Noem's name a lot. I thought that was really interesting after all the controversy we've had about her new book and that story about killing her dog Cricket several years ago. So just really interesting that some of those voters are still open to her, even though Trump campaign officials caution, look, she's a great surrogate for us, but maybe not someone we would ultimately pick for a vice president.
That's fascinating. I mean, Finn, what do you make of that? And also, who else should we be kind of looking at?
No, we're if you recall, we're now in a period of time where it's similar. It's going to be essentially The Apprentice on steroids, right? I mean, this is what we're leading into. It's going to be this big unveil, like it's winnowed down to. But the names that Olivia and I keep hearing are Tim Scott, you know, or Marco Rubio, Doug Burgum, J.D. Vance, who was there today. You know, and I think that by showing up there, and showing their support, I think it definitely, that is something politically that looks good for them, and they know that it appeals to Donald Trump as he's in this mode of processing who he's going to pick. Because ultimately, and as we've been told repeatedly, it's going to be up to the former president who he decides his running mate will be.
Yeah,
right.
And the idea of them kind of going to cameras, defending him at his, time of need, I can imagine what we know from reporting in Trump world, that speaks volumes.
Absolutely. And let me just say, the sense among top Republican operatives right now, and if you're looking at the New York Times and the college poll that came out today as well, they feel that Trump has a real shot at the White House. So, as we've seen, this is Washington. We see this in politics all the time. They want to get aligned with someone who potentially could go back into power.
Yeah, I mean, Olivia, those polls that we're talking about are, pretty startling for the Biden team, at least. Are you hearing similar from the Trump folks that they can potentially expand this map? What should we be looking at here?
Oh, absolutely. They are feeling quite confident in these battleground states, so much so that they're looking to expand the map. Part of the reason why he was in New Jersey this weekend. Later this week, he's going to be in Minnesota. It's been decades, I believe since 1972, since a Republican presidential candidate has won Minnesota. Also Virginia, somewhere where they're looking to expand. There's a few internal polls that they have seen that show Trump very competitive with Biden. That's a state Biden won by 10 points in 2020. So that they're feeling this billowing of support, and that's part of the reason why their attention is turning to those other states.
I mean, especially with such limited time on the campaign trail that it has now and limited resources, that's really interesting to watch.
And a big part of the process of who he will select will be who can help them with that map. Like, can Marco Rubio help them with Nevada and Arizona? We see that the president is underwater in those states, and there's a massive Latino population out. That this, in this New York Times Senate College poll, we're seeing that they've evened out in their support amongst the Hispanics. The lack support for Trump is at 20% at this point, according to this poll across these battleground states. And young people, 18 to 29, it's a dead heat right now for these really crucial parts of the 2020, the Biden 2020 coalition.
Yeah, campaign's all about addition, as we know. So we'll see whether the VP pick can help with that or not. We'll wait to see who it is. Thank you both, Olivia and Finn, for your reporting. We appreciate it.
Thank you.